Nearly 100 people are expected to appear in court in Myanmar on Wednesday in connection with the violent dispersal of a student demonstration 2 weeks ago.
Clashes broke out and scores of students and some police officers were injured. Burmese President Thein Sein has defended the way the protests were handled, telling the BBC that the Burmese police had coped better than many Western police forces would. From Myanmar, here's our correspondent, Jonah Fisher.
2 weeks ago, hundreds of Burmese students tried to force their way through police lines in the town of Letpadang. After initially showing restraint, the police went on the attack, chasing protesters down and beating them. In a few hours of madness, all semblance of discipline was lost. This is the students' truck, incredibly being smashed up by the police. A photographer caught this moment as 4 officers corner a defenceless man. In all, 127 people were arrested and scores injured. Among them, Josin Tan. When he was caught by the police, they beat him repeatedly and bones in both of his hands were broken. Fracture in your finger there. He sees the violence against the students as proof that little has really changed. If you take their masks off, it's still a military regime underneath, he says. Last week, when I spoke to Myanmar's president, I asked him whether he had any regrets about the way the students had been treated.
It doesn't only happen like this in our country. If we look at similar cases of crowd trouble in the West, the way they handle things is worse than us, and we've seen that recently in the United States. You're choosing to focus on the violent acts of the police. You know that police cars were smashed, barricades had been broken, and some police women got injuries in their heads. You should be balanced.
Some see in the events in Letpadang an indication that if you scratch the surface, you see that the reforms here haven't gone very deep.
People's expectations are high because we're a country in transition. But you can't fulfill everything in one term. If you look at our achievements from 4 years in power, you see that we've brought real benefit to people.
That will be put to the test in an election this November, and emotions are rising fast. In the next few months, Myanmar's newfound commitment to democratic values is going to come under ever-increasing strain. Jonah Fisher, BBC News, Myanmar.